Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the Ardougne task system. In this video today we will be talking about the medium tasks. Now, before I go through the actual task list itself, we're going to go over a few things which are the requirements and items needed to complete all the tasks for this section. So these are the quests you require completed: a licensed journey, and I also highly recommend the mini quests that you unlock after completing that one. The balloon transport system has been completed as well, which I both have guides for, so check those out. Fairy Tale 2, Kiara Queen, Kenneth's Concerns, Meeting History, Plague City, Sea Slug, Hand in the Sand, and the Tower of Life quest. And these are the skill requirements that you need: level 50 constitution, level 46 mining, level 38 strength, level 39 agility, level 3 fishing, level 21 range, level 38 thieving, level 50 firemaking, level 51 magic, and level 47 farming. And these are the items that you require: so 1 raw swordfish and 1 raw chicken. You'll need 2 water runes and 2 lore runes, or alternatively you can have a water staff to save on the water runes. You will need a Lunar staff or Dramen staff, depending if you've completed the Lunar Diplomacy quest, or if you've completed Fairy Tale Part 3 where you don't need to use the staff to access the fairy rings, then you won't need them. You'll need at least 1 pure essence, obviously pickaxe, rake speed, sea Deborah are all on your tool belt. You'll want 3 watermelon seeds, and I also recommend that you have 10 curry leaves, just to help protect the watermelons that you'll be growing. 1 mithril grapple and 1 crossbow to fire the mithril grapple. That can be any sort, but obviously not an offhand one. If you haven't completed the balloon transport system, you'll need 10 new logs. If you have completed the balloon transport system, you'll only need 1 new log. And you will also need the enchanted key that you get from the making and meeting history quests. Now, if like me you have completed the meeting history quest and also done the enchanted key mini quest and found it's disappeared, you can purchase another one from the guy that does the quest for 5,000 coins. Which you find at the old outpost, which is directly southeast of the Eagles Peak Lodestone network. But if you're not too sure, just refer to my guide on making or meeting history, just to find where to get the key from. So that's it for the requirements and items. Now onto the actual tasks themselves. So first of all, the order that I'm going to go through the task in this guide today isn't the order you need to do it in. It's just basically made to be the most efficient if you're planning to do all of them as part of one set. Now, it's highly likely you've already completed some of these tasks just by doing general activities around RuneScape. So to find out where you're currently at, if you click the Heroes tab, which is the helmet with the horns type icon, and then click the Achievement tab, you can then choose from the drop down menu, obviously Ardougne, and any tasks that have a tick next to it you'd have already completed. So for the benefit of obviously getting through them all, I would just obviously bring all the items that you need to complete all the tasks and treat it as if you haven't done them. But obviously just bear in mind, if it doesn't come up with task being completed, it could be because you've already done it, so you can just double check that. So what I've done to make this a little bit easier, obviously I spoke about, I've rearranged the order of the tasks to make it the most sort of efficient way of completing it. I've also split it into the tasks that go for the northern part of Ardougne, the eastern part of Ardougne, and the south of Ardougne, which sort of leads to Yanil and Castle Wars, that type area. So that's the order we're going to go through it today. So we are currently at the Ardougne Lodestone. This is the best starting place to go through all the medium tasks. Now, the very first task we're going to complete won't necessarily be completed straight away, but I recommend you start this one first because you're going to need time for it to take place. So the task is called What a Melon, and that is to pick watermelons from the farming patch north of Ardougne. Now, unless you've conveniently done some watermelons planted there recently, you're not going to be able to do this task straight away. You're going to obviously have to wait for the watermelons to grow, which I believe take about an hour and a half. So what I'd advise first is to go and plant your watermelon seeds ready before you then carry on the rest of these tasks that we're going to go through, and then once you've done all the other ones, you can then come back, and it's just a case then of waiting for the watermelons to grow. So obviously we're going to head to the farming patch, which is just located northeast of where this lodestone is, and then obviously once you get over there, do the usual, rake the patch and add the watermelons. I believe it has to be in the northern patch and not the southern patch, but I don't think it makes too much difference, so just to be safe, put it in the northern patch. And hopefully you've also bought 10 curry leaves with you. If you have, you can choose to pay the farmer to make sure that your watermelons don't become diseased, so that just then means you haven't got to worry about this bit at all until you come around at the end to actually pick them. So the task is now temporarily complete. We will come back to this bit a little bit later on. So the next task we're going to complete is called Green Fingers, and that's to pickpocket the Master Farmer north of Ardougne. So he's just near where we are now, so if we come back round near where the Ardougne lodestone was, you've got like a potato field and also like a farming store nearby, and the Master Farmer is normally walking around this area, and literally all you need to do is pickpocket him, and once you've done that, the task will be complete. So that's all the tasks that will take place in the northern part of Ardougne, other than the watermelons, which we will come back to at the end. So we're now going to focus on the eastern Ardougne tasks. So the first task we're going to complete is called Ardougne Express, and that's to cast the Ardougne Teleport spell. Now this isn't obviously the lodestone spell, this is the actual physical spell that you unlock from doing the Plague City quests, and you also require level 51 magic and the runes to do it. So literally in your spell book, go to the list of teleport spells and click the Ardougne one, and as soon as you arrive in Ardougne Market, the task will be complete. So the next task to complete is called a Natural Thief, and that's to attempt to steal a nature rune from a chest in Ardougne. Now the building that contains the chest is east of the gem stall, so I believe in the easy task, attempting to picklock the door is one of the tasks to do it, and obviously this is kind of a follow on to that. So go to the building east of the gem stall and pick the lock. Once you're inside, you want to go up the stairs, and then you've got several chests that are in the corner, and you need to first search the chest for a trap to deactivate it, and if you successfully deactivate the trap and open the chest and receive a nature rune, it will then come up with task being completed. So the next task is called Waterlogged, and that is to cross the River Doune using the log balance agility shortcut. Now the log balance is west of the northern bank. Now you can either walk to the northern bank and then attempt to cross the log, or it might be quicker for you to teleport back to the lodestone, as that's literally right near where the northern bank is. But either way, head over to the agility log here and then click to cross it, and as long as you do that without failing, the task will be completed. The next task is called I Wonder What This Does, and that is to teleport to the wilderness using the lever in Ardougne. Now the lever is located in a building along the eastern side of the wall that separates East Ardougne from West Ardougne, and it's marked as a transportation symbol on the map. So literally you head over to where the lever is. Now just be advised, when you pull it, you'll be teleported to the deep part of the wilderness, which is like the level 50 zone. Now 9 times out of 10 there shouldn't be any players waiting on the other side, so obviously you haven't got too much risk of being attacked, but there's always that sort of chance. So all you're literally doing, once you teleport to the wilderness, you can then pull the lever again straight away to come back, but it's up to you whether you want to risk bringing any items with you or not. If someone attempts to tele-block you, for example, who's waiting there, then obviously you might possibly get killed, but I'll leave that choice to you. But once you've obviously teleported to the wilderness itself, the task will be complete, and then you can teleport straight back again. The next task is called the Coal Train, and that's to mine some coal from the rocks east of Ardougne. Now there are 2 mines east of Ardougne near where the Legends Guild is. It's past Ardougne Market, so you want to head in that direction till you come out of East Ardougne, and then if you start following the path north, you'll come up to a mining area where there's some bears around, and you want to go to the western part of the mining area and choose to mine one of the coals, and once you've successfully got one, it will come up with task being complete. The next task is called Volatile Valuables, and that's to sell some rubium to Ezekiel Lovecraft in the town of Witchhaven. Now, if you happen to have some rubium on you, or you in your bank, for example, you can just withdraw that and head straight to Ezekiel, but most of you probably do not. So what you actually need to do is go into the dungeon where you did the Kenneth's Concerns quest, and we need to go up to the part where you can find the rubium, and you'll have to mine some and then actually come back to Witchhaven. So to find the rubium, you need to head into the Witchhaven dungeon, which is just near the town of Witchhaven, not far from where we are now. Once you climb down into the dungeon, there should be a little opening in the wall that you can squeeze through, and then if you follow the trail along, use the agility shortcut if you can, you'll come up to the entrance to where the rubium mine is. Depending on your graphics, it might not show you the entrance. It might sort of be showing it as a part of a wall, but it's not. Just look where I've obviously gone here. Once you go through, just enter through a couple of the rooms, and then you should come up to a part where you can find some rubium. Once you found a rubium mine summon, so you've got one in your inventory, and then you want to head back up to the town of Witch Haven, just where we entered the dungeon, and then we'll go find Ezekiel from there. So Ezekiel is the owner of the fishing shop in Witch Haven, which is near the eastern part of the town, so literally head right over, speak to him, and it should come up with a dialogue option about selling rubium, and once you've done that, it'll come up with task being complete. Next is called Fearless Fishing, and that's to catch a fish at the fishing platform using either a net or rods, which will be on your tool belt. Most of you will probably go for the net. So you can get to the fishing platform by talking with either Jeb or Holgar, depending on what sort of quest you're currently on with the Slug series. They're just found sort of near the coast of Witch Haven. Once you arrive on the fishing platform, use a fishing spot in the east with either a fishing rod or fishing net. Obviously you'll need the bait if you're planning on using the fishing rod, but the net is fine. And as soon as you've caught something off the fishing platform, it'll come up with the task being complete. So that is all the tasks for the eastern Ardougne area, so all the tasks now going forward will be to the south of Ardougne, leading towards Yanil and Castle Wars. So the next task is called Are You a Chicken? And that's to kill a sword chick in the Tower of Life. Now this is similar to the easy task you have in the Ardougne set, which is to kill a unicow. We need to head to the Tower of Life, which can be found in the southeastern sort of section past Witch Haven. Just watch where I'm going, I'll lead you to that. Once you're at the Tower of Life, climb down the basement and use a raw swordfish and a raw chicken on the southwestern altar, which will create a sword chick, and then simply all you need to do is kill it, and then it will come up with the task being complete. So the next task is called I Know a Shortcut, and that's to craft some runes, and that can be any kind, at the Aurania altar. Now most of you probably don't know what this altar is, as rune crafting is really not as popular as it used to be. But first off, we're going to head to where the actual Aurania altar is. So if you look on the map, I'll be displaying where to go. Just watch where I'm going. And then once you enter the dungeon, you can either take the long route where there is no need to protect against NPCs, or you can take a short route where a high combat level is recommended because they'll all try and attack you. But either way, you want to head to the end of the tunnel, depending whether you go short or long route, and at the end is an altar. All you need to do is craft some runes, and it can be any kind, at the altar, and then the task will be complete. So the next task is called Buy the Bucket Load, and that is to claim buckets of sand from Bert in Yanil, which requires you to complete the Hand in the Sand quest. So what we're going to do is teleport to the Yanil lodestone via the lodestone network. Once you arrive, head into town and head near Bert's house, and then speak to Bert, and if you haven't spoken to him after the actual quest, he will say to you about now giving you free sand every day. Once you've had that initial dialogue with him, talk to him again, and then he should say that he's deposited 84 buckets of sand to your bank, and the task will be complete. The next task is called Sandy's Secret Getaway, and that's to grapple over the Yanil's southern wall. Now this is what you need your mithril grapple and crossbow for, so literally all you have to do is go over to where the Yanil southern wall is, equip your mithril grapple and crossbow, and choose to grapple over the wall, and then once you've got over to the other side, the task will be complete. The next task is called A Visit to Charlie, and that's to enter the unicorn pen in Ardougne Zoo using the fairy rings. Now there's a fairy ring quite close to Yanil lodestone, that's why I've kind of left it till this part. So north of the Yanil lodestone you'll find a fairy ring. You want to click on that, and obviously make sure you've got your staff with you if you need one, unless you completed Fairy Tale Part 3, to arrive in Zenaris, and then you want to type in the code, which is BIS. Upon doing that you'll be teleported into the unicorn pen, which is located in Ardougne Zoo, and the task will be complete. The next task is called Arriving in Style, and that's to travel to Castle Wars by the hot air balloon. Now, this is what I said that you need to complete as part of the balloon transport system to do. So basically, after you complete the Enlightened Journey, you'll be able to use the hot air balloon, and you can go to different areas from the hot air balloon on Intrana, but it requires you, if you're going to that area for the first time, to complete a sort of mini game, and that will require you to have 10 new logs in this instance if you've never gone to Castle Wars before. Now if you need a guide on the bit that's coming up, I'd obviously recommend watching the actual balloon transport system guide that I made, and that will talk you through it. But either way, we're going to head to Intrana first, so I recommend going to Port Sarim via the Port Sarim lodestone, then head onto the docks and travel to Intrana. Do note that you'll probably have to deposit some weapons and armour or any items that aren't allowed on Intrana using the paint deposit box. That's also why I've tried to leave this task till one of the last ones. Travel into Intrana, then head over to the hot air balloon. Now if you have already unlocked all the routes, simply just click to travel on your hot air balloon and choose Castle Wars, and as long as you've got the one new log on your inventory, you'll head to that direction. If you haven't unlocked this route, you'll have to have 10 new logs, and then it will come up with a little interface where you'll have to complete a mini game to able to get to Castle Wars. So if that is the case for you, click the link in the description for the balloon transport system guide, and obviously follow my instructions on there. Either way, once you have took the hot air balloon to Castle Wars, it will come up with the task being complete. So the next task is called Meeting History again, and that is after the Meeting History quest has taken place, to return to the past and talk to Sarah about herb lore. Now for this bit, you'll need to have absolutely nothing equipped and have only the Enchanted key in your inventory. Again, this is why I've left this one as one of the last tasks. So the area we need to teleport to is actually near where the Ardougne lodestone is, so you want to teleport to the Ardougne lodestone via the lodestone network, and obviously deposit everything apart from the Enchanted key. Now if you happen to have lost your Enchanted key, double check if you've completed the one small favour quest. It could possibly be on the key ring that you get as a reward from that quest, so worth checking that if you think you've lost it. If you have lost it, simply go into the outpost and talking to Jorrel, I think his name is, and he will sell you another Enchanted key for 5,000 coins, and you'll find him directly south of the Eagle's Peak lodestone if you keep heading in that general direction, and obviously on the map it will say the outpost and you want to speak. Either way, once you have the Enchanted key in your inventory and you're at the North Ardougne lodestone, you want to head near where the sheep pen is, near the river, and what you need to do is step on the small patch of flowers, which you'll notice I'm standing on now, so just take note. And what you need to do is rub, make sure you don't click feel the key. If you click feel and you've already completed the Enchanted key mini quest, it will basically disappear again, and you'll have to go back to Jorrel and buy another one for another 5,000 coins. Don't know why it does that, but yeah, make sure you click rub, and then it will give you an option to travel to past A or past B. You want to go to past B. Once you arrive in the past, talk to Sarah and go through some dialogue about herb lore, and then after you finish speaking to her, the task will be complete. So that should be all the tasks completed now, other than the one with the watermelon. So if it's took you a little while to go through all these tasks, it's quite possible the watermelons have now grown. So if you return to the present by rubbing the key again, you'll then only have a short walk to go back to where the Ardougne farming patch was, and then obviously head over there. If the watermelons have grown, pick them and then the task will be complete. If not, you might have to wait for a little while, so it's whether you decide to log out or just go somewhere else and then come back, leave that up to you. But once your watermelons have grown, pick them from the patch, and as soon as you've done that, the task will be complete. So if that was the final task you needed to complete it should come up with a little prompt saying you have completed all the Ardougne medium tasks. It may have come up before if you've done certain tasks in the past. If for any reason the prompt hasn't come up, it could have been you just click through the dialogue or something, or you've possibly not done a task correctly. So all I would recommend is go into the hero tab, go to the achievement section, and just double check that any Ardougne medium tasks have got a tick next to them. If any of them haven't, obviously identify which task that is, and you may have to go about doing it again if you've made a mistake. Either way, once you've completed all the tasks, to receive our rewards we need to speak to the town crier, who can be found in the East Ardougne marketplace. So you want to head in that direction now, and I'll speak to you in a minute. So once you speak to the town crier, ask about the task system and you'll tell him you've completed all the medium tasks and he'll give you the rewards. So congratulations, you've now completed the medium Ardougne tasks. You would have been given a experience lamp, which will give you 7,500 experience in a skill of your choice, but it has to be a minimum of level 45. You'll also get an Ardougne cloak 2, which in addition to Ardougne cloaks 1 bonuses will now grant the following bonuses. So more drops from creature creation are noted, an increased chance of success when pickpocketing in Ardougne, a chance of additional runes at the Orania runecrafting altar, and you'll also have 10 seconds of immunity when teleporting to the wilderness via the lever in East Ardougne. You'll also now be allowed to teleport to the Ardougne allotment once a day, as well as obviously the monastery that got unlocked, and the ability to toggle the Ring of the Life to teleport to Ardougne, and Wizard Crumpety will give you 100 noted pure essence per day. So there we go, that's all the Ardougne medium tasks completed. So there's a lot less than what there was in the Ardougne easy tasks, but obviously they're a little bit more in depth now, and in some ways a little bit more challenging, but not too much. It just makes it just requires you to complete certain quests and have certain skills at this point. As for the rewards, obviously experience lamp, pretty nice to be able to use that for something, and obviously a few more bonuses with the Ardougne cloak 2. Obviously the main rewards will start coming from the hard and elite task, which will now be able to be completed obviously once you've got the requirements and skills needed in order to do those. Speaking of which, once those tasks have been completed by me and I've made a guide on them, they'll be in the description below, so check that out if you're watching this video in the future. Hello future people. I may have made that guide now, so you can obviously refer to the link, but obviously check back at any time, and if you're subscribed to me you'll get a notification when I've made other achievement guides. But yeah, overall I don't think you'll run into any problems following my guide. However, if you do get stuck at all, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best I can. If not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Thanks everyone, bye bye.